Hey guys, it's Michael Todd and welcome back to the Cult of Vintage. You guys, today's video is going to be my first ever haul, and you are going to see everything that I got from Ohio. That's going to include the extravaganza itself, the Goodwill that I was able to stop at, as well as an antique mall, the heart of Ohio, that we also stopped at. So, without further ado, there is a lot, so let's get to it. Here we go. Okay, guys, so the first item up, we did get this at Goodwill in Hubbard, Ohio. This amazing Culver Glass Set. This is in the Pedro design. We got 4 of the small glasses. I don't know what they call these. Is this highball? I don't think so. Is this highball? I'm not familiar. I don't really drink liquor a whole lot. They are in overall amazing vintage shape. Obviously, there is some paint loss, specifically to the gold. However, there are no chips, there are no cracks. Now, we did initially get 5 of the smaller glasses. Unfortunately, while they were being packed, one of them did get broken. But you know what? That's okay. We have 4 of each, and that ice bucket, you guys, the ice bucket was only 99 cents. Each of the glasses, both the tall and the short, were only 49 cents each, bringing the total spend on this 9-piece set to $5. How absolutely amazing is that? Very excited. These are going to go great on a drink cart. Anybody has a vintage drink cart, they're going to look beautiful. Love the colors. All right, we'll go to the next item. Okay, so up next, we do have 2 religious items. Obviously, this is a reproduction of an original Byzantine print, Madonna and Child. It was a souvenir piece. I am going to assume that it was a souvenir piece from anybody traveling to Jerusalem. Hence, it obviously saying the Russian Church of Jerusalem. And I love the fact that it's in Russian down below. Not familiar with the second language, obviously the first being in English, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. It is a small piece. I love the artwork on this. Next up, we do have the Holy Family. We have Mary, Joseph, and Jesus here. Now, this is a chalkware piece. It is in overall really good condition. Obviously, there is some paint loss to it. I don't mind. I think it was 99 cents. I don't mind. I think it adds to the aesthetic value. Now, again, you can have this standing up as a figural piece, or you can, it does have its original hook, hang this on the wall. So I absolutely love the colors in this. All right, guys, we'll go to the next item. Alrighty, guys, so the next item I'm going to show you are the 3 perfume bottles. The first one is the Westmoreland, and again, this one does have its original Westmoreland sticker on it. If you didn't know, the icon in the middle is the keystone. It is made in Pennsylvania, specifically in the Pittsburgh region, if I'm remembering correctly, or Westmoreland, Pennsylvania, which is around Pittsburgh. Overall, really good shape. With that hand painting on it, beautiful clear glass stopper, really good condition. So I don't know that this one was ever really used. Next up, we do have a clear glass hobnail perfume bottle. Now this one was used, and we'll see from the stopper, there are some flea bites and chips to it, which would naturally occur whether it was dropped or whether it was just simply by virtue of sticking it in the bottle. Maybe she had a fight one night and she was just not feeling it and jammed that in there. But overall, beautiful condition. Again, it's one of those elegant pieces that I think will go year round. And last but not least, we do have more of a Victorian or early 1900s. Now, this is an atomizer. It obviously is missing its tube as well as the pump ball. But I think it's a beautiful figural piece in that pink opalescent. I'm unsure as to the manufacturer to this, but overall it is in very good condition. Obviously minus the pump, but still will make for a beautiful addition to any collection. Alrighty guys, and up next we do have our 4 figurines that we purchased. I guess we'll go ahead and we'll do the Lefton piece here. It is a birthday month angel, obviously. It is June because, you know, it says June right there, and it is the little pearl, but I thought April was the pearl. Could be wrong. Now I didn't notice when I originally purchased it, this bottom petal here, you see that it is broken, but you know, displayed, you certainly don't see it. Typically what is broken are the wings, but she is in overall really good shape, and she does have her original Lefton sticker on there. And I'm very excited about these 3 Joseph original figurines. You know, they're little homemakers. They are each carved with the Joseph signature on the bottom as well as the copyright. Each of them does have the stamp. And we have a little one baking a pie here. We've got another one darning a sock, which I think is absolutely adorable because she has her little thread still intact in her hand there. And of course, last but not least, we do have our little washer here, and she's going old school with that old washing board there. But I think these are absolutely adorable, and I will sell these, of course, as a set. You know, they've lived a life together. They deserve to live it out. Very pleased with those. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and we are going to jump to, what shall we do? Let's go ahead and do the extravaganza. And you know what? I was moving on, so you're seeing a preview of what's to come next. But I did get at the Goodwill in Hubbard, Ohio, this great grizzly bear leather wallet. It is a wristlet. It's in amazing condition, and I really look forward to personally using this because I think it's going to have a lot of uses. You know, I do carry more than just a wallet, like my wallet, my phone. I'll usually have a UV flashlight. I can put my phone holder so far as, you know, doing YouTube videos as well as the mic that I'm currently using. So it'll be nice to be able to have that and kind of be able to go out and about and do shopping and shoot videos with this. So I'm really excited to have this. Okay guys, so here is everything that I got day 1 of the extravaganza. I know that it's not the most impressive by any means. However, on day 1, we were finding a lot of high prices. I know some of us really found some great vendors that had some amazing bargains. Unfortunately, Misty and I weren't so lucky, though I did get some really good stuff that I am happy about. So we'll do a little bit more detail here in just a second. All right, let's go ahead and talk about him, right? This is an Anna Lee doll. I have never seen a monkey, and I've certainly never seen him in green. Now, I didn't notice. I'm going to have to check my bag because he went in there. I don't know if his hand was attached or if it's lost in a bag somewhere. So I'm going to have to double check on that. But he does have his little tail, that neon green hair. And of course, on his tag here, he is dated. Can we get it? It is 1965. So this is a great get. I love Anna Lee. I think the faces, and if you didn't know, the faces are all hand done, even still to this day. So he's just an unusual piece. So yay for him. Alrighty, and next up, I actually did not find this. Misty was the one who found it, and she graciously said, you need to have this. And I was very happy about it because it is a siren or a mermaid, and she is in obviously a conch shell. Great piece. It is in just a basic white. Now I do believe it is porcelain, and it is marked Germany on the back. So she is glazed. So I absolutely love this piece, and she will proudly go in my collection. And up next, we do have a piece of Fenton. Now, this one does not have its Fenton mark, so it is pre-1970. This obviously is a swung vase, and the kind of glass that this is called is it's actually Fenton's Cameo. It's got a beautiful, like, creamer and coffee effect to it. I absolutely love it. I think this is just so visually stunning. It's more of I think it's reading very true, almost a brown glass to it. You know, for Viking, they would call this color, it's a little bit darker. The Viking glass is a smoke, but beautiful example of Fenton. That's sticker residue right there. A beautiful example of some Fenton Cameo glass. So this was actually the first kit that I got at the fair, or extravaganza, pardon me. And we actually have another example of Fenton glass. Now, I'm unsure as to this pattern. It is very similar to the Boggy Bayou, and I've had the Boggy Bayou before, but I don't know if that is still the same. Obviously, it is opalescent in clear glass, and it does have this very interesting, very Art Deco pattern to the bottom of it. Now, it's not reading too, kind of getting up there a little bit of a moonstone effect to it, which I absolutely adore. Very organic, but it does kind of remind me of like draped fabric, and I love the ruffled edge. So beautiful example. Now, this is some old Fenton, right? Absolutely love that piece. Very happy to have gotten that. Okay, and up next, we do have this absolutely adorable children's little quilt here. I really hemmed and hawed about this. Thankfully, Misty was there to convince me to get it. There is a little bit of staining to it, but it is nothing major. I think that, obviously with some cleaning, you would definitely get it to lighten up a little bit. But all of the pieces are hand embroidered. The border is in a lavender, a light purple. The images themselves are very gender neutral to me. You can see there the lavender border. But I love all the little kids' images in the yellow. We've got a little boy here. We've got the little girl with her pigtails. The little horse there. They're very 50s, very kitschy. The way in which they are done. I love the dog and the cat here. I think those are absolutely adorable. The little duck with the balloons, and down at the bottom we've got a little bunny. What would any child's quilt be without a giraffe? And of course, we have got a pink stuffed cat, and last but definitely not least is a lavender poodle. But I'm very glad that I got it. Now underneath you will see, it is a blue floral pattern to it, but I think it would be great as a little accent blanket, or you could frame it. I think that would be quite the statement in any kitschy home decor. Beautiful. And last but definitely not least is one of my most favorite pieces. And this is, again, the Sabino glass. This isn't an opalescent glass. And Sabino was very popular in the 1920s, and it is stamped here. You can kind of see it there on his hindquarters. And if you're ever in doubt, you can always flip the piece over to find the etching. Ooh, we're upside down. Let's get that corrected. So it is saying, there we go, Sabino on the top, and we're seeing France there on the bottom. All original Sabino pieces will be etched. Again, as I said before in a previous videos, that you do want to make sure that you are aware that there is a U.S. company out of Texas called Sabino Crystal that did buy all of the original Sabino molds and is currently still making pieces. They are still quite expensive. However, the depth of the opalescent as well as the feel of the glass is much different. Sabino has a very matte, almost a soapy feel to it. There is some texture to it, and you can kind of see the texture there. The new Sabino is very much going to look like the glass that we're used to. It's very shiny, it's very smooth, and it doesn't have that Sabino glass feel to it. And I did get this from George, the antique nomad, out of his booth. So I was just, that just makes this piece that much more special. All right, guys, well, that is everything that I got on day one at the extravaganza. So let's go ahead and let's look at the stuff that I got at the antique mall. We'll do that next. And before we move on to the stuff in the back, I did forget that I did get this gorgeous rhinestone. This is a Lefton pig. It is a piggy bank. She's obviously missing her stopper, but look at all of those rhinestones, and little rhinestone on her booty is really just sending me over. She's very sassy. She definitely has those falsy lashes on. And yes, she does have rhinestones in her ear. She's got pink glitter, or I guess, yeah, glitter. I almost called it sugaring, but she is in phenomenal shape. Very sassy. Oink, oink. Alrighty guys, so here is just a quick overview of everything that I did get at the Antique Mall. And again, that is Heart of Ohio. And yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick overview and then we will go ahead and do a little bit more detail. So let's get to it. First up, we do have the Qriket Pixie planter, obviously. And this is Acme China, and it is a Japan piece, but they have a whole line of these Qriket Pixies. They have different planters, they have figurines, but I just absolutely adore these. I love the very stylized eyes. He's got a lot of personality to him, and I think that you can see why they call him a Qriket is because he does have his little thorax lines here, and this is really made to kind of mimic the abdomen there. So adorable little piece. Love him. All right, and up next we do have, I mean, this has got everything. It's got a poodle, it's got the spaghetti, it's got gold glitter, it's got rhinestones. It's a whole lot of stuff going on. There are no chips or cracks to it. Her spaghetti is in phenomenal condition. I mean, you want to talk about being extra, this is it. The entire interior is gold glitter. Now, while it is a Japan piece, it does look like that it was made for a boutique out of New York City. So I need to do a little bit more research on this, and hopefully I'll be able to find it, and I will put that, in text down below here. But what's not to love? I mean, you want to talk about trash-tastic. Imagine having this on your vanity with your makeup brushes coming out of it or different cosmetics. I just think that would look absolutely darling. She's too fancy for an air plant. I'm sorry, I said it. She needs something extra or special in her. Booty shot. Up next. All right, and up next we do have a little head planter here. She is in phenomenal condition. There is some heavy crazing to her, but I absolutely love it. I think that it really adds to the overall aesthetic value of the piece. I am loving the oranges and the creams. She is a younger girl. Obviously, she's a bit different than the other Napcos that you see. However, she is still a Napco from 1956. And in case you didn't know, you will see the National Potteries Company, and that is what NAPCO actually stands for. Look at that gorgeous crazing. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. But no chips or cracks to her. Darling piece. Alrighty, up next, I'm going to show you a little bit of ephemera. I'm really proud of myself because I typically don't go through the paper. However, I know a good Bystel piece when I see one, and I absolutely loved this owl. Those colors, they're rich, they're vibrant. Now, this is an original Bystel and Misty, and this is a tip for everybody in case you didn't know. The original ones, you're going to want to look for this brown paper. All of the reproduction ones are going to have the white backing. So that's really going to help you out there, okay? So I absolutely love him. There is a little bit of an indentation there on the one eye, but I don't mind. He's going to hang wonderfully with the skeleton that I got. Love it. Now, up next here, you guys, we do have some Mercury glass garland. Now, when I originally purchased this, I thought this was all one strand. It turns out that it is in fact not. It is two strands. We do have a smaller strand of the multicolored here, okay, in excellent condition. You do see there right here, see if I can focus it. There is a broken bulb, but overall, really good condition. And this is actually separate. I thought that it was variegated, so it started off small and worked up into the larger beads, but this does happen to be a totally separate strand of Mercury glass garland, and that's okay. I still think it's beautiful. I love the multicolors to it, especially with the more vibrant ones, and I am going to sell these as a lot. Yeah. If there was more damage to them, I would use them as material for a wreath. However, they are in really good vintage condition, so these deserve to be preserved on a vintage Christmas tree or as a bowl filler, in case you were wondering what you could do with those. Alrighty guys, so up next we do have these great, now these are reading more art deco to me so far as the line, the sculpt, as well as the paint application. Now the paint is painted on, so it is painted on and then fired on. I absolutely love these. I am going to go ahead and sell them as a set. I do have a feeling that they have, again, lived a very long life together. They are an amazing vintage, nearing antique. And of course, the lids, obviously, they do come off. and you do have the clear glass on the interior. They're very similar to a Fenton sculpt, so I wonder if they were Fenton, but I've never known. Well, maybe Fenton has done some fired paint applications. I'm not entirely sure. So if you do think that they're Fenton, or you know for sure that they are Fenton, please let me know down below in the comments. If you're like Michael, no, Fenton would never. You can let me know that too. Alrighty, up next, I do know for sure that this is Fenton. It is stamped, so we know that it's 1971 or later. This is a Fenton hobnail stretched vase. Now, this one is in the custard glass, so it does have like a light green hue to it. This one does contain the uranium, so it will in fact fluoresce. Now, I am showing you everything today in its found condition, and there is a mark here which can easily be taken off with a magic eraser. If not soap and water, so we'll see. But no chips or cracks to this piece. I absolutely love it. I love the color of this, and I think that it looks really good next to clear glass. Or if you wanted to use it for Halloween, setting it next to black items will really work. Alrighty guys, so up next we do have, this is a wine bottle, and I do forget the original maker of the wine bottle, or specifically what wine went in here. Now they did make a variety of different colors. If it was any other color aside from black, I don't know truthfully if I would have gotten it. However, it being the black cat, I thought that this would be perfect for a Halloween display. It also kind of reads very Art Deco. So I think it is certainly something that you could use year round as a figural piece. You could use it as like as a bud vase. Or again, for Halloween, you could put something creepy coming out of there, like a whole floral pick of eyeballs or hands or something. But I just absolutely love it. Year round, if you really wanted to kind of amp it up, put some peacock feathers in that with the black. I think that would look absolutely beautiful. So I'm glad I got that, especially, like I said, for Halloween. Alrighty guys, so next up is another piece of ephemera. Now keep in mind, this was actually a page out of Woman's Home Companion. I don't know the date. The reverse doesn't have the date on it either, but it is Dottie Darling and the Cupies, a most enlivening story here you'll see of Dottie and the Cupies' Christmas tree. Like I said, it is taken out of Woman's Home Companion. Look at the graphics. These are original Rose O'Neill graphics, and Rose O'Neill is the originator of the Cupie. So I just absolutely loved it, and it is a full story. So I was very excited to get this. This piece I will be framing and hanging on the wall. You all know I love a Cupie, or if you didn't, now you do. And I most certainly love Christmas. So you put the two together, even better. Look at all the Cupies hanging on the tree. Isn't that darling? I love it. Alrighty guys, so the next up is again another piece of ephemera. These are various prints, and I'm going to go through these relatively quickly. I'm not going to read them to you. I'm just going to kind of show you the images. I'm unsure if I'm going to sell these individually or if I'm going to sell them as a set, kind of to be determined, but I think these are going to be absolutely darling framed. So, and there is quite a few there. So what are we up to? 2, and here is 3, the wild strawberry. Number 4 is the cauliflower, or cauliflower, if you would prefer appropriate grammar. What is this? Chicory. Look at that. I actually didn't know that chicory, is a flower. Look at the little Spanish onion. Isn't she darling? Oh my gosh. Up next, we've got the little fig. They're very Cupie-esque. Very Cupie-esque. And we have our last one here, which is the artichoke. Look at, oh my goodness. I think these are darling. Still determining if I should go one by one or just, I think I'm going to sell them one by one. Yeah. Darling. Look at, she's crying. Ooh. Alrighty guys, and here we do have another example of Sabino Glass. I was not initially going to get this, however, at the Heart of Ohio Antique Mall, if something is priced at $100 or more, you can actually submit an offer and the mall will contact the vendor and you can kind of negotiate. The vendor did, in fact, accept, obviously, my offer. Again, beautiful piece of Sabino Glass. And as I said in the previous video, one thing that you can do is determine which market it was for. If it is marked Paris, like you are seeing here, then it was made to be sold exclusively within the country of France. If you see that it is marked France, you will know that it was sold for the world market. So again, be aware that there is modern Sabino glass, but it has a much different feel, a much different look to it. Again, the glass is much more shiny, so it's going to look more like this. I don't know if you can really tell the difference, but the Sabino almost has a matte appearance to it, and there is grain, whereas the new Sabino or Sabino Crystal is going to be much more clear and it's going to be much more smooth, so it won't have that graining effect to it. And this is, I forget the actual name, but it is done in like the Venus style. Again, beautiful Art Deco sculpt. Very happy to have this piece. Alrighty, and last but certainly not least is this gorgeous example of an Ellie Smith Moon and Stars. Now this is obviously clear glass. This is a covered dish. I have never seen a Moon and Stars dish this big, and it is massive, you guys. I mean, look at, it's taller than this vase. Isn't that amazing? You know, again, it is clear glass, and you're kind of like, well, it's not as exciting or dynamic. Okay, but for me, the clear glass is an example of something that is timeless. It is year-round. It adds elegance to any home decor, and watch this. Now, because the piece is clear, you get some color play from its contents. So if you wanted to put this out in the fall, you know, you can put your candy corn in there for your autumnal colors. You want to make it for Christmas, put your green and red Hershey Kisses in there. You want to keep it for, say, winter. Put some great blue crystals in there for ice. You can put your LED lights in there. Oh my goodness. Like, your options are limitless. This thing is massive. It is huge. It is impressive. And I'm very glad that I got it. And the last item, obviously, I am wearing, and I'm going to keep it. Laura girl, if you see this video, I couldn't do the patina. I couldn't do the patina. I needed it shiny. So we did get this, and it is in fact malachite. Again, thank you, Laura, for helping me identify that. And it is silver. It is made in Mexico. It is stamped 925, but I love it. I think it looks good. It's not like overly done, so you'll be seeing more of this ring in videos to come. But that is everything that I got at the Heart of Ohio. So let's go ahead and we're going to show you some things that I did not capture on camera. Alrighty guys, and the last bit is the surprise bit. This is everything that I wasn't, and there's some more stuff, I just can't get it into frame, that I was not able to get on camera for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, a lot of this was gotten at the extravaganza the last day, and I will, you know, show you that. I'll make sure that you're aware of where everything came from. And the reason for that is because, you know what, it was the first time that I met everybody, you know, especially for Misty, and Misty and I did shop pretty much the entire time. I would say about 98% of the time Misty and I shopped together. And I really wanted to make sure that, you know, I was present. And, you know, Misty did the same thing, that we were present with one another, because that really is the priority. You know, it's great that, you know, we were able to go and to buy some great stuff. But at the end of the day, spending time with people, making new friends, everybody at the Ohio gathering, that really was what it was about. So yeah, let's go ahead and we'll get into it in more detail. Alrighty guys, so I know these guys are really, they have a look to them. Now these are, I feel like I'm gonna pronounce it. It's Uneeda, or it's Uneeda. These were the makers of the trolls. These are obviously troll animals. These are very hard to get. They're very collectible. We have here a cow, a horse, a mule. In the middle here, we have a giraffe. Now, the giraffe would have had spots, but he did lose his spots. And last but not least, we do have the lion here. He is missing some hair, but we don't judge that here. We most especially don't judge the loss of hair at the Cult.Of.Vintage. So I absolutely love these guys, and I definitely wanted to pick them up. These are going to stay with me because they're so weird. He is cute. That one's cute. This one is, wow. And he's, ugh, quite the motley crew. Up next, I did find two Treasure Craft Pixies. Now, this guy is meant to stand up, so he kind of is like this. I don't know what he's doing. He's judging this one, obviously, who's down on his knees doing. He's begging for forgiveness, and this elf is like, I ain't having it, and, you know, such is the way of the world. But again, another Treasure Craft. Now, these colors are very unusual for Treasure Craft because typically they're going to be in a darker green. So I was super excited to snatch these guys up and get them. Adorable. Adorable. Bisque face on both of them and glazed bodies, again, on both. Alrighty, so up next, what I want to show you is a Fenton pre-1970. No Fenton mark down there. Now, this is obviously a white or a clear satin glass. It is an owl fairy lamp. I absolutely love this. Again, another example of clear glass being something that adds a little bit of elegance. It is timeless. However, the sculpt, very desirable, the owl. You don't often see the owl in a clear satin, interestingly enough. It's going to be the custard glass or the blue satin glass that you'll find the owl in, but I absolutely love this. Again, something that you can use year round. Simply stick a different colored battery LED light in there and boom, he fits the season, whatever season that you want, or leave him plain because I think he's very elegant by himself. Now, from the same vendor that I got the owl fairy lamp, I did get another example of the Fenton Cameo glass. Now, this is a post 1970. It does have the Fenton on the bottom. It definitely was never used. This vendor is a Fenton collector and seller. Her prices were phenomenal, and it does still have, obviously, its original caution sticker in there. So I absolutely love this Cameo glass. I've only sold one bud vase, the same bud vase you saw earlier in the video before, but look at that. It is stunning. Again, something that is year-round. Love that. Very warm, very homey, very romantic. If you do put a light in there, especially at night. Gorgeous. And speaking of Fenton Cameo glass, we have another example. This pattern is the Lily of the Valley. Again, it is a fairy lamp. I've actually sold one of these before in a blue opalescent in the Lily of the Valley, and it did very well, but I'm very excited to see how this one goes. Now, this is a post 1970. It does have the Fenton stamp on the bottom. It's very hard to make out. It's very tiny on this one, but it is down in there in the bottom. But I just absolutely love this Cameo glass. I think it is stunning. Again, you put that light in this glass at night and it is going to give you a look and it is going to set a mood. So I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. Get that Cameo glass. All right, so these next three items, I actually stopped at an antique mall along the way. This was in Ohio, and I forget the name of it. It's like Route 197 Antique Mall. It is massive. However, it was getting late in the day, and I really wanted to get to Ohio, and I thought it was much further into Ohio than I was. Turns out I wasn't. I was only halfway. So I literally ran through this place seeing if I could see anything, and I did find three things. First up is smoke glass. Now, this one is a Fenton example. It's not a Viking. However, this is something that I'm very interested in collecting now. I'm unsure as to why. This does fit my personal aesthetic at home, my decor style and the earth tones. So I do have another one like this. Obviously, being a swung vase, each one of the mouths are going to be a little bit different. So this one is slightly different. Same bottom, same pedestal. Again, in the smoke glass. And smoke glass is just, it's a brown, if you will. So yeah, very excited to add this. Up next, we do have an Indiana glass. Let me get him out of the way so you can see that a little bit better. We do have an Indiana glass. This is just, you know, stars and bars. I know that it's not a unique sculpt by any means. However, again, in the clear glass, I think that it adds a certain amount of elegance to any home decor. It is something that can go year round. Again, just by virtue of sticking in a different colored candle in the middle of it, boom, it's going to fit whatever season or whatever holiday you would like it to go in. So very excited to add that one in. And last but definitely not least, this is a Rushton rubber face. Now, he does have some condition issues, which aren't going to be an issue for me because I'll be able to fix him up no problem. First up is, he does have some marking up here. That's going to be an easy get off with a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, simply cleaning up the vinyl of his face. Now, he is missing his clown costume. His body does have some staining, and I love these fur cuffs here, I guess. This is not original, so I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to pop the seam, pull out the stuffing, wash him up, get him nice and clean. And he is going to test my sewing skills. So I am going to attempt to make his clown costume, which is obviously missing. He was only $25. Even in this condition and missing his costume, the head alone, somebody currently has just the head for $50. A complete Rushton clown. He is very difficult to find, can go anywhere from $300 to $500 depending. So I'm very excited to kind of make my own Rushton, my custom Rushton clown. So I'm very glad that I ended up stopping there. I might not have found a lot, but I definitely found 3 really good things. All right, on to the next. Okay, guys, so everything that you were seeing here, I did not find. You know who found it? Jocelyn. She thankfully picked everything up for me, and I am so glad she did because these are really good for my Christmas wreaths. The thing that I am going to struggle with the most is that she actually found them new in package. Nobody has ever touched these. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle to open these. Use them for fodder, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Look at these package toppers. Look at this angel. It's so good. She was like, "Did I do good?" And I'm like, "Girl, did you do good? You did better than me. How about that?" Look at these guys. And we do have 3 spun heads here. I hoard these spun head angels, though I'm going to let these 2 yellow ones go. I am going to keep the pink one because I don't have a larger pink one. Oh, look at these guys. Little spun head L's. And of course, we've got the Japan L's. These are on wire bodies, so of course, they do bend. You can do all kinds of contortionists to them. So these are absolutely amazing. Jocelyn girl, thank you. You did amazing on it. You really, truly did. And I think everybody's going to agree, right? Alrighty guys, now the next thing I'm going to show you are 3 prints. These are reproductions. However, I think that these are going to be absolutely amazing framed. The first one that I did get was the Natural History of Insects. Look at that gorgeous dragonfly in the middle. The beetle down here. There is a grasshopper right here. There we go. We've got him. Oh, you're seeing my mic wire. Pardon me. I just love these. Are these not impressive? These are huge. These are done on like not a nylon, on a linen paper. So they are very high quality. Very impressive. I'll show you the next. Okay, and the next one up is the skeletal system. I thought this would go perfect for anybody decorating for Halloween, or if you have like a more of a macabre vibe to your aesthetic. Again, this is on that linen paper. I think it's absolutely beautiful. These are antique hand-drawn images. Again, a reproduction, but still worth picking up and framing. Gorgeous. And last but not least, I did get the octopods or the octopuses. Look at this giant one here in the middle. Isn't that amazing? And you're like, Michael, why in the world? You know why? Because I think this would be amazing in a bathroom, especially if you've got mermaids. I mean, how great would that go? So I did decide to go ahead and pick this one up. Again, beautiful images. Definitely worth framing. Glad I got them. Okay, guys, so the next item up is a lot of vintage ephemera. Now, Misty, Jeffrey, and I really went through this. I can personally say this vendor is the one that I took the most time at, and we really went through just about every single image between the 3 of us. So we each got different lots, obviously, and this is my lot. I will show you a couple of pieces. I'm not going to go through it all, otherwise this video would be probably 3 hours long, and we're really cutting it, but... I really tried to go for a lot of the images that were calendar pieces so that the images could be dated or we would know that they were vintage or antique. Look at that. all kinds of great ephemera pieces. I mean, there's not a sketchy image to be had in any of these. This one, 1923. Look at that. Look at her. Love it. Look at this one. I got these for scrapbooking or junk journaling. I'm probably going to break it up. There's got to be over 60 images here. Ink blotters that we have. Again, these were these were ink blotters, ink blotter. Look at this one. Girl of the Hour. Go ahead. Oh, here's another calendar. What is this one? This was 1908. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, look at this one. Isn't she stunning? Little flapper girl here. But like I said, there's not a junk image to be had anywhere. The bride. And I did get some bigger pieces too for framing. Again, ink blotters. These ones are actually double-sided. Just all kinds. I mean, you guys, it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. This one's 1951, so here we're vintage. I was able to get quite a few antique pieces. Look at her. 1909, copyrighted. The image is copyrighted 1909. Look at that. The beauty of that. Here, I got this whole pack. These are mostly from Urbana, Ohio. Look at that, liver pills. And of course, I think what I'm going to do with her is I'm actually going to take her out of the lot and I'm going to frame it and I'm going to sell her individually in a frame. You know, it is thicker paper. You can kind of see there is a bit of a grain to it, but wow. I mean, this was a major get. This is a major score, you guys. So I'm very excited. Like I said, I am going to break it up so that a couple of people have the opportunity to own some of these images. Christmas ones here. But very excited about it. Look at this one. You know, it's got its original calendar down there. Look at that image. It is the Marine National Bank from Wildwood, New Jersey. And the calendar is included. And the calendar is 1925. Amazing lot. This is like one of the best ephemera lots that I've ever seen. Well, aside from Misty and Jeffries, because they all came from the same place. But these guys, you guys are going to want to keep your eye out for all three of us selling these. They're on point. And the very last item is a dark-skinned Cupie, and he does have his wings. He is from Taiwan. He is a later model, but to get a dark-skinned, dark-haired Cupie is so difficult. I only have one other, and that was a gift from Jean from Ragdoll. This ended up being a gift from Misty Pate. So Misty, thank you so much. I absolutely love him and I adore him. And I wanted to save him last because I wanted to thank everybody at the Ohio Extravaganza. You know, again, keep in mind, the only person that I've ever met in real life was actually Jocelyn. So I was meeting everybody for the first time. You never know what to expect. And the reality of it was that everybody was very true to form. I would say this is that who you see on camera is who they are in real life, but only more well-rounded. It was such a pleasure. It was such an honor to get to know, to meet everybody. I really hope that that's only the beginning of many new adventures for us as groups. I really look forward to it. It was a great joy. You guys, I hope that you have enjoyed all of the videos that you've seen from everybody over the next couple of weeks. It was well worth it. I look forward to the next time. And you guys, I'm going to end it here. And as always, remember, keep it rusty, crusty, and dusty. Bye, guys.